What's up, peeps? What's going on? What's going on in more the spirit? Hey, Patterson Queen, how you doing? Derek Thomas was cracking. Leathers Marshall, what's going on? Patrick Pippin, what's going on? Jarvis Brown was goody. Y'all been watching these football games all day? That's what took me so long to get on, man. I got preoccupied. So what y'all got going on? Any questions? Anything y'all want to talk about? Let me know what's going on. What's popping? Y'all think my Bulldogs got any chance against Bama this next weekend? Derek Thomas says, "Do you think right now it's 2008 again, top of the house and market for its prices?" I really don't know. I really can't say, man. From a lot of stuff that I see and hear about as far as the market goes, I hear a lot of people saying that they expect the market to go back down within the next few years or very soon. So it could be like 2008 once again, but I'm really not certain. I don't know personally, but I don't see the economy falling like it did back around that time. I certainly hope not. I don't foresee it, but what do I know? BJ Johnson says no. He don't think my Bulldogs can beat Bama. I sure hope so, BJ. I'm telling you, man. This state need well, we need some kind of heroics as far as the sports go here. It's rough. You think Gwinnett is a good market to wholesale? Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely, I do, man. Anything in that Atlanta, metro area. Atlanta's such a hot market, and Gwinnett, that's such a hot area as well. It's a very desirable place to live and to raise a family. So yes, I think Gwinnett is great. Leathers Marshall said, "I'm dealing with a seller that doesn't want to pay closing costs. How much your typical how much are typical seller closing costs?" My strategy, Leathers, is my strategy is to let the seller know that I'll pay the closing costs. So that's really not unusual or abnormal, especially from a wholesaling perspective. So what you really want to do is you just want to let them know, okay, especially if that's the really the only stall block between you getting a house under contract. Let them know you'll pay the closing, and then once you find an end buyer, just have the end buyer pay the closing. Or if you got a big enough spread, man, um, you can eat maybe half of the closing. It just depends on how much you're gonna make. But typically in wholesaling, your end buyers typically gonna pick up the closing anyway. A lot of times they have lawyers and title companies that they deal with a lot who are already giving them a break anyway because of repeat business and not charging them a base fee. So most times they're not, man. They don't mind paying for closing. Very rarely have I ever had a buyer just be stingy on closing causes. A lot of times a lot of times they may not want to close what you want to close. And again, that's going back to them having a relationship with somebody else, but they'll normally pick up the closing costs. Jamal Williams says, when you're looking to wholesale in a new area, what's some of the steps you take? That's a great question. If I'm able, if it's a market that I can get to, I try to I try to actually ride around that city or ride around that market and kind of get a good idea of how the houses are built, get a feel of the neighborhood, smell of the neighborhoods. I try to connect with people that's already in that market doing business, and lean on them if I have to, ask them questions about markets and things of that nature. So, and then of course, kind of do a little market research, see what the prices are, see what areas are booming, see what areas are typically a little bit slower. But those are some of the initial steps I'll take when I'm working in a new market or exploring a new market. What's going on for Forever Noble? Forever Noble says, "What's up? I found a buyer for that lot, just waiting on the closing date next Friday. He already put down his non-refundable assignment fee." Congratulations, Forever Noble. I remember you originally asked me about that lot maybe 2 live streams ago. So I'm glad to know that you got a buyer out for it, man. Congrats again. What market are you in, if you don't mind me asking? No problem, Marsha. 10K, Jordan. Reflection Services says, "Are you in Georgia?" Yes, I am. Derek Thomas says, "What ratio of your deals?" And then I think maybe you cut off Tampa, Florida. Okay. Yeah, from what I hear, forever, Tampa is a pretty great market, man. I hear that's a good market. There's a lot of people here in the Georgia area that do business in Tampa. And there's of course a lot of people in Tampa that do business here in Georgia, especially Atlanta. Everybody try to get to Atlanta. Cypher News says, "Hey Toddy, how long did it take you to find your first wholesale after you learned about it? Thanks, man, and God bless you. God bless you as well." And I think you asked me how long did it take me to get my first deal after I started or learned. Yeah, after I learned about it, started. It took me about from the point that I got actually serious about it. I mean, just real serious in my mind, serious and stop BSing with it. It took me about 2.5 months. About 2.5 months, maybe just a little bit under 3 months to get my first one. A little bit over 2 months, actually. Closer to 2 months and closer to 3 months. I have an awesome deal in Cartersville, but can't seem to get to the owner. Do you have, and this is from Reflection Services, do you have an awesome deal in Cartersville, or do you have what you think an awesome lead in Cartersville? Derek, ask me your question again. Hold on, what ratio of your, I guess that says deals go to wholesaler. Yeah, Derek, ask me your question again. Reflection Services. I assume that you've already looked for them under the tax assessor site. I'm going to make that assumption. Also, you can look for them through Facebook as well, or you can last step or worst case scenario is you can pay a skip tracing service, and they'll normally be able to track them down. Patrick Pippin says, I got a 4-2 on the contract yesterday. Congratulations. Owner's out of state. I took pictures in the video property, but owner is out of state and refused to give me a key for lockbox. What's the best way to market the home? Well, you definitely did the right thing by getting the pictures, and then definitely the video, since you don't have a key. Can I ask you, Patrick, did the owner give you any reason why they didn't want to give you the key for your lockbox? But in regards, well, I'll wait for you to answer that, and then I'll answer your question. Forever Nova says, I'm on a JV deal now. I met some cash buyers today at Home Depot. That's where they at. That's the real estate trap, Home Depot. I showed him I showed him the video walkthrough and address, but I told them to call my partner first, and one of them fools went over anyway, shaking my head. Patterson Queen says, how much do you think it costs you in marketing to get your first deal? Not a lot, Patterson Queen. Let me see if I can think. So they came out bandit signs. I would probably say with the signs and like I would say probably maybe under $150. Probably anywhere from like $100 to $150, and that's including like the price of the signs and gas and stuff. But as far as my investment, I'll say we're like right around $150. It was somewhere in that area, and then the amount I got on the check, I think it was $2,028 and change. It's a little bit over 2 grand. That's how much I got on my first deal. And man, that was such a good feeling. Jamal Williams says, is having an LLC 100% necessary when wholesaling? I understand you want to separate your personal bank account from business, but will seller still give you play? Oh, yeah, absolutely. And to answer your question, no, 100% necessary. I didn't actually get my LLC to probably after like maybe after my second or third deal. Um, in fact, what I always tell everybody, man, is when you first started, just use your profit from like your second or your third deal to start your LLC. So once you get your second house closed, your third house closed, just use that profit to start your LLC. But you don't need one to start. Derek Thomas says, Reflection Services says, I found 2 quad complexes. Oh man, those are some hot commodities there, man. Especially if they brick. They love those multi units or multi families, I should say. What ratio of your deals go to? Okay, what ratio of your, and this is from Derek Thomas. What ratio of your deals go to flippers versus end buyers who are looking to move in themselves? Man, that is a great question. That's a great question, Derek. I would say, as far as the ratio goes, I think I probably sell at least 80% to flippers or investors who are gonna use it to flip it or use it as a buy and hold, for themselves, or I'm sorry, for investment purpose, compared to those who are gonna buy it to move in. I would say at least 80%, probably actually closer to 85%. But I have done deals, of course, where people want to buy the house for themselves and move in it. Sometimes they'll buy it with the intention of fixing it up and move them and their family in it. So those do exist. Trying to make sure I don't miss any questions, y'all. Let's see. Forever Noble says, Toddy, what do you think about reaching the people before the house goes up for property tax auction? Man, I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great idea. Um, because at that point, them people know they need to shake and bake, or they're gonna lose their property. You know what I mean? It's always better to get something for the house as opposed to nothing for the house. So that is a good lead source to go after. You know what I'm saying? So most definitely, most definitely, especially if that sucker vacant. Oh man, what? Patrick Pippin says they still have appliances at home. Okay, so they still got some of their stuff in there. And I've been in a similar situation, bro. So I know exactly where you at right now. They ain't got all their stuff out there yet, so they just don't want to hand you their key. They don't know you like that. And that's the same situation I was in actually not long ago. I've been in that situation a few times. Let me ask you this, Patrick: have they gave you any period of time when they're gonna have all their stuff out? Reason I ask you that because if you can have your contract expiration date after after they've got all their stuff out, to give yourself a little more leeway, that's a possibility. If you don't know when they gonna get it out, or if they don't seem like they're in a hurry to get it out, or maybe they just ain't gonna get it out till it's sold, then it kind of puts you in a pickle, man, because really this ain't like the days before the housing market dropped where people was just buying property sight unseen. Um, Nowadays they want to see that thing with their eyes, or they at least want somebody who represent them to go see it. They pretty much want to see it when they before they buy it. So I would suggest to you, with the owner being out of state, man, ask them is there a relative or anybody in town that they trust that can let you in the property to show it to your investors and also to people who are going to be doing work on the property after it's purchased. So I would try to go that route with them, man. Explain to them why you need it. You don't have to necessarily say, "Well, I'm gonna be showing it to all my buyers." You don't have to put it like that. Just make it simple. I want to bring my investors in there and have them take a look at it. So do you have anybody here in town or close by the house that you trust that can let me in, that let us in here? Just something of that nature. Reflection Services says, I have a lead where the lady wants 1K earnest money. How can I get around it or dip, or can I get the buyer to put up the earnest money? That's a great question too, because you will find yourself in that scenario too. Some of these people are motivated to sell, but some of these people still want some kind of, they want you to have some kind of skin in the game as well. So Reflection Services, some of that gonna depend on how confident you are that this is a deal. um, uh, in regards to how I would answer that question. How confident are you that this is a deal? I can sell this house within 2 days by making at most 4 phone calls. So how confident are you that you're gonna sell that house? What do you got your number low enough where you're gonna get off it real quick and real easy? If so, and if you got the money, go ahead and put the earnest money up. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got to give $1,000 for 20 days to get back 8, 9, 10 grand in 25 days, of course that makes all the sense in the world. So if you have the earnest money to put up, go ahead and put the earnest money up. But what I would do is I would make sure if you do put earnest money up, whether it be your money or a buyer's money, um, make sure you have like some kind of due diligence period. Like write in like a 7 day due diligence period. That way you got yourself enough time to get like your main guys in there. And if they telling you no, that number ain't gonna work for me. If everybody's saying no, if you got a 7 day due diligence period, then you can get your earnest money back within that due diligence period. So that's the suggestion that I would give you to go the due diligence route. how much you spend a month on direct mail, and that question is coming from Jordan Williams. It depends, Jordan. Some months I don't even um, do like direct mail campaigns. Some month I may spend five, six, seven, sometimes $800 a month on direct mail, especially if I'm doing like a mass direct mail campaign. Some month I may spend as little as under $100 in direct mail, and that may just may be me just sending out a lot of driving for dollar stuff or like some probate leads. It just really depends on like my marketing strategy for that month because I don't like do massive direct mail every single month. Sometimes I do. Sometimes when I need my phone to jump and ring and I need to be busy, I may just do big direct mail campaigns. But it really varies. It can be as little as $80. It could be up to $800 so far since I've been doing this. Ebony Christina asks, "Have you ever had a property on the contract that you couldn't find a buyer for?" I'm in that situation now. Yeah, Ebony, we all been in that situation. And unfortunately, that's kind of part of the business, man. Sometimes you just don't get off of them. I got one right now, man, that I thought was a straight grand slam when I put it on the contract. You know what I'm saying? I thought everything was right. The number was right. The neighborhood was right. But I'm still sitting on it. And by now, I've been there, get off that house real quick. So yeah, you will be in that situation. What you want to do once you've exhausted all your options, as far as finding your buyer. Once you've done that and you hit that period of time where you just got a little time left on that contract, at that point in time, you want to approach the seller and explain to them like, um, you know, I'm after bringing my investors or my contractors in here, I do apologize, but I underestimated the repair cost. It's going to cost us more than I initially estimated to get the house repaired. So I come to you and ask you, is there a way that we can renegotiate the price and come down a little bit on the price, and that way we can make the deal work. Especially in a situation where like let's say you got it under contract for 50,000 and you have an investor saying, look, the most I'm gonna give you on this house, I don't care how much you ask me, I'm not gonna give you any more than 37,000. So you got under contract for 40, but the most you can get for 37. So if you're in a situation like that, that does make the renegotiation process a lot easier because at least somebody will buy it at one price. And then at that point in time, that's when you approach a seller again and just, see if they can come under that price. Like if you can get them on a contract, even if you only get them on a contract for 36.5 and you only make a $500 assignment fee, it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's worth it. You start off with more than you went into the deal with. And not only that, of course, you help your seller out. And even though you might only make $500 on that deal, which has happened to me before, that seller may tell their aunt or their uncle 9 months down the road, that, yeah, y'all trying to sell the house? Yeah, yeah. I got this person phone number right here. Ebony, give her a call. You know what I'm saying? She'll help you out. So maybe that small check may turn out to a bigger check, later on down the road. But best of luck to you, man. I know exactly what the boat you're in. I've been in there more times than I would like to admit. So hopefully you'll get a buyer to come in and grab it from you, Ebony. Solomon, my dog, what's going on, Solomon? Is our market in Georgia slowing down, or is it a buyer's or a seller's market? It's most certainly, in my opinion, it's still a buyer's market right now. Now, some parts of Georgia, like keep going back to Atlanta, some parts of Atlanta is a seller's market because the demand of property, especially within the city limits of Atlanta, is so high, and even right outside the city limits. So some parts of Atlanta, as far as the market, I know you can still consider that a seller's market in certain parts, but vast majority right now, I still will say it's still a buyer's market. So they ain't gonna move their appliances out 30 days after closing. Yeah, Patrick. Then you wanna see if you can get them to actually get you a key down there, man. Again, go to friend or relative route, anybody down there that they can trust. If not, one thing you might just want to have to do is just have a conversation with them. Let them know why you need the lockbox. You don't have to go into specifically your whole wholesaling ordeal, but let them know why you need the lockbox. And like, hey, Mr. Seller, if it makes you feel even more comfortable, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually send you a photocopy of my driver's license, just for your security and your peace of mind, and if that makes you feel better, great. But I really do need to get in the house, and this is why, in order for us to get this deal done. So sometimes if you just send them that photo copy of your driver's license, that may teeter them over the edge. You know what I'm saying? Because most people understand like that the house need to be shown. A lot of them do understand that part of it. They might not understand this whole wholesaling stuff, but especially nowadays with all these TV shows, HGTV, and all this stuff, you know, typically your typical competent seller, a lot of times they know you're gonna probably have to come back to the house and show it to somebody or have somebody come in and look at it for you. Hey, what's going on, Jay? Jay down in Tampa. Everything pretty good my way, Jay, man. Not a whole lot at all, man. I was telling people on the stream earlier, I'm just hoping my Bulldogs beat Bama next weekend, man. Um, but not a whole lot on my deal, man. Trying to get these houses on and off. Forever Noble says, well, let me read this one came first. Jamal Williams says, what's your opinion on lease options? I hear it's a great way to save a deal for sellers who are asking close to ARV for their property, but can you explain what it's actually doing? That's a great question, Jamal. And unfortunately, I'm really not the person that can actually give you a knowledgeable answer on it because I don't have enough experience and expertise in lease options and subject twos. But pretty much, to kind of break it down, what I do know is you might have a lead, and for whatever reason, the numbers will not work for a wholesale deal, but the seller's in a situation or they're in a certain type of motivation where they still maybe want to rent the house or lease the house out to somebody else. So, kind of like wholesaling, but it's not. You might go find them a tenant owner to put in that house. You and the tenant may agree on $3,000, $5,000 deposit, certain amount per month per rent. You have an agreement with them. You have an agreement with the actual owner, but pretty much you kind of middleman to somebody to owner finance that house from the actual owner. That's what it is in short. And again, I'm not really the best person to talk about it because that's really not my focal point. And I really don't pursue those leads when they come across my eyesight. My dog Chris Tate, what's cracking? Chris, what's going on, bro? Forever Noble says, have you tried Flipman's deal you later? No, I have not tried it yet. I have not tried it. If you try it, Forever Noble, let us know how it is. I have saw it advertised online and of course by him, but I have not tried it yet. I looked into it a little bit, read a little bit of the literature on it. Also was looking at what you call it at Maxwell's. Man, that's kind of a tongue twister for me. Y'all know I'm country. But I was looking at his new software that he got out. That looks pretty interesting and intriguing as well. May give both of them a shot next year. How much did you have in your savings before you went full-time wholesale? To be honest with you, Jerry, I didn't have a whole lot in my savings account. Thankfully, I had I had been on my job for a good amount of time, so I had money from my 401k and whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I had that to kind of lean back on. But I didn't have a whole lot in my savings, man. I was pretty much for the most part, bro. At that point in time, I was living literally check to check, dog. Timing is everything. Love you, Toddy. Jelly Bean, thank you so much. I love you too. And I agree, timing is definitely everything. OJ Jamrock says, how do you decide who to market to, buying a whole versus flip and flippers? Is well, I guess I make that decision really based on relationships. So a lot of people that buy from me buy to flip. A lot of people that buy from me buy to keep as rentals. That really gonna boil down to, because I'm not in a real super big market in that. So a lot of it really gonna depend on that actual deal. You know, is this a 2-1 with an ARV of only 30 grand where you really can't flip it? You know, you just hold on it and use it as a rental, you know, for some monthly cash flow. Or is it a house that has an ARV of 150 and you got enough room in there to pay for the repairs and actually flip it? Get in there and fix it up and flip it real quick. So that really kind of depends for me, at least. It depends on the property itself in regards to the buyer's exit strategy. Because the buyers that I normally deal with, they do both. They flip and they keep them as rentals. So it just really depends. How do you wholesale a deal to a buyer with a pre-approved bank loan? Um, Pretty much the same way you'll do it to somebody who's paying for cash. As long as they can get that funds in before like the contract expires, typically you don't have any problems with it. From my experience, I haven't. But most of my deals are not done through people that are going through traditional bank loans either, and a lot of that because I'm typically dealing with fixer uppers, and a lot of times, you know, banks are, especially now, they don't really want to give anybody a loan for those. But if you get houses like it that are in turnkey condition, and that person has a good enough relationship with their bank, well, I should say banker, because they normally have a banker that they have a great relationship with. They have a good enough relationship with their banker. That banker can get in there and get that money approved for them, bam, 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 real quick. You ain't got no problem. I had a house like a year and a half ago, man. It went through like a bank loan like that, but dude had a good relationship with his banker. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I need like 3 weeks at most. He was ready. They didn't even send him out there. They didn't even send an appraiser out there and that. And he went through a bank loan. You know, so guess you got that good credit, man. You got some good collateral, whatever, for that bank. You got a good relationship with that bank. You know how I go. They'll do what they can for you behind closed doors. First time watching live, big fan. Thank you very much, Todd. Brizardine. We haven't done a lot of live streams. Been doing a lot more lately. And that's really because everybody, well, the people that watch them seem to like them, and I like doing them. And that way, like when people can ask me questions, I can answer them right off top. It's just a better communication tool. So thanks so much for checking out the videos, and welcome to your first live stream with us. Feel free to ask any questions. Ebony Christina says, thanks, Toddy. You're so helpful. I love following you. You're welcome, Ebony. Brother Noble says, when you do direct mail for I think that means probates. When you do direct mail for probates, do you write the petitioner or the beneficiary? Also, do you type or handwrite them? Good question. Normally, when I go get my list, even if I go to the courthouse, they'll have everything itemized out. They'll have the deceased name, the property address. They'll have the petitioner or the executor. They'll have all that itemized too. So I normally go with like whoever that top person is. If I'm doing a list at the courthouse myself, if I buy like probates from like a lead source, like my guy Eric, like if I buy a list from Eric, Eric have all that itemized for me as well, even more itemized than they do at the courthouse. So if I actually buy a list, then they just have everything pretty much ready. Well, I could just look at the list and mail them out myself. And I normally always do my probates because I don't normally have a lot of probate leads. So I normally do those in-house myself. I don't normally outsource those. I normally do those myself, and I don't handwrite them. What I do is I got a printer. I print up my template. I showed y'all my template before I got my face on there. What I do is I write in the address and then I'll sign it and then I'll mail it off. And also, y'all, if y'all can find like them colorful envelopes, those get like real good response rates. Those colorful ones, like the ones that come in that variety pack, like yellow, pink, orange, blue. You know, especially when you got like a short list. If you got like 300, 400, 300, 400, 500 leads, I wouldn't suggest that because those are expensive. But if you got like 50, 100, 50, 100, 150 leads, something around in there, you can rock with it. Cypher News says, "Do you ever deal with real estate agents to help move properties under contract?" Yeah, I do occasionally. That normally be my last line of defense. Like if I've exhausted all my options, my buyers they ain't interested in it. Reached out to other people they ain't interested in it. Then a lot of times I'll call um, a real estate agent that I deal with. I'll have him go look at the house, and and he'll tell me, what he think the price should be at, and then along the time, no matter what, he'll fish it out to other people too, and then if we close on a deal, of course, we'll work out something, where he gets paid at closing, of course. All right, y'all, it's city check in now. Where everybody from? Let's drop some cities, drop some states, drop some zip codes, area codes. Let me know you checking in at. What other places besides Craigslist can I market my property? And this question is coming from Jordan Till. You can do it on Facebook. You can do like paid advertisements on Facebook, or you can do it on Facebook Marketplace. You can go the Zillow route. I typically try to stay away from Zillow though, because there's so much exposure. Now, if you've already had that conversation with your seller, and they understand, like, look, you're wholesaling this property. You're actually using your network and or the resources to sell this property for me. You and your seller have already had that conversation. Well, and they're not real computer literate. Then yeah, you may want to go to like the Zillow route. Zillow just gives it so much exposure. Last thing you want to do is put it on like Zillow and have you got on the contract for 50 and then you advertise it on Zillow for like 65 and your seller they're probably gonna call you like, hey dog, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I personally try to use Zillow last. But Facebook, you can always reach out to other investors and see if they have someone in their network that want to buy the property. If so, you can set up a JV agreement with them. That's another route. Build up you a good, nice LinkedIn page. Have you a lot of buyers and real estate affiliated people on your LinkedIn page. You can start marketing on there too. A lot of times, when people go to LinkedIn, a lot of times they like in business mode. And a lot of times, y'all know this. A lot of times, when people go to Facebook, they in play mode. So you got like different crowds on LinkedIn than you have on Facebook. So that can help you out as well. But that's normally what I would do. Probably would reach out to again another investor if you can set up a JV agreement, especially if someone in your market and like you maybe have another wholesaler that has maybe been wholesaling longer than you or more seasoned than you. Then reach out to them and give them a call. Loves Marshall said, "What's the best way to find the ARV on the home without MLS and when the info on the tax assessor site limited? Use places like Zillow, iComps, Realtor.com, Redfin. Places like that, and just get you an average. Get you a combined average, and that's typically what I do." No problem at all, Reflection Services. And best of luck to you on that quad as well, man. Like I say, those are real desirable, man. So best of luck to you. Hope on the next live stream, we'll be talking about you'll be like forever noble, telling us that you closed on that deal. Oh, Jamal, I shouldn't even read that. Anthony Walter says I have deals, but I can't find serious buyers. You gotta make sure you got some good deals, then, Anthony. And that's the thing, because if you got a good deal, somebody gonna buy it from you. They will. You got a good deal, great deal, somebody gonna buy it from you. Jamal Williams says, "Can I get the Drew Brees discount on your mentoring sale?" You know what? For all New Orleans fans, everything tripled. Everything tripled for y'all. A lot of hate there. Long as y'all don't play the Super Bowl in our crib, uh, so be it. You know what I'm saying? So be it. Of course, the Falcons are gonna make the playoffs, so I just got to root for the Rams to knock New Orleans off. We can't have them in Atlanta. Chris Tate says, from your experience, does the wholesale market slow down around the holiday? Actually, Chris, from my experience, it's the total opposite, man. And the reason being because, of course, during the holiday season, that's when most people spend the most money. And so a lot of times sellers, they get in that mode of, man, I want to buy the wife this new car. And, we just been sitting on this house, man. I'm about to get out this house, buy the wife this car. A wifey maybe like, hubby been asking about this watch for 3 years. I'm going to talk to him and see if we can sell this house. And that way I can make sure he has to watch the watch under the Christmas tree for Christmas. So all those kind of conversations take place with sellers. So my first deal actually came during the holiday season. So holidays, in my experience, I found out have been a great time for actually wholesaling, just because of that reason itself. And not only that, a lot of people understand too, end of the year, beginning of the new year, tax time. So a lot of people, especially in vacant houses, they like, man, I'm tired of this. I'm not paying no more tax on this house that just sitting here. So let me go and call these people with these signs on these poles and see how much they'll give me for this house. And then as far as putting out signs too, a lot of times, and I might should have just did a own video on this, but a lot of times those during the holiday season, man, that's the best time to go out there and get your bandit signs out. A lot of times you got the city, the county, they got more days off. A lot of times they're more lenient, you know what I'm saying, as far as the code enforcement go. So the holiday season, I found that has been pretty good, man. Holiday season and also beginning of the springtime. From my experience, those have been some pretty good seasons for me. OJ John Rock says, "Do you use MLS to run your accounts?" No, I don't. I don't, OJ. To be honest with you, I never even been on. I don't even know what the MLS looks like. Tiffany Cloud says, "Do you have any software programs to help find deals and help run your business? If so, what software programs?" I really don't, Tiffany. I'm more of like a pen and pad type of person. Like I know, like a lot of people are into systems and CRM. Like my CRM, it used to be Podio, but it just got it was non-user friendly for me. So I wish I had my book bag in here. I show y'all. It must have left in my car. But my CRM is just a pen and a big old folder. Once I got enough leads, once I done filled that folder up with leads, I just go get another folder. So I don't really use any software. I use apps and whatnot. But really, I probably do need to get on my software game and start automating my business a lot more than I do right now. So if you know any good programs, anything of that nature, definitely let us know about them. Because I really need to step my technology game up next year. I really, really do. The Quan Ching says, "How do you calculate ARV?" The Quan, that's I could tell you, but man, it's such a long, complicated answer. Um, it's just really kind of hard to it ain't hard to explain, but in order for me to explain it when you're really gonna understand it, it would just take me some time. But long story short, you you go to places like Zillow, Realtor.com, iComps, FindComps, find compsnow.com, and you get what they estimated that property is worth, their estimated value. So you get you like three, four, maybe five of those. You add them all together, and let's say if you got five of them, you add all five of them together, and whatever that sum comes out to, you divide it by five, and that'll be your ARV. It's more to that, but like I say, it's that's a real like drawn out complicated answer for me, because I really would want to explain it to you where you really can get the grasp of it. And normally, like when I coach and mentor people on it, normally when I do it, we'll walk through it on the laptop together, and I'll give them addresses, and then we'll just pull them up and we'll figure out the ARV together. But that was kind of like the Cliff Notes version, the condensed version. James Price says, "Do you think it's a good idea to target market in the hood?" Oh yeah, absolutely, dog. Absolutely, bro. Man, you catch me target marketing and driving for dollars in the hood all the time. Yes, sirree. Absolutely. Normally, from my experience, just like I said, this is me in a mid-sized to smaller market. Normally, people who buy from me for hood houses, normally, not always, but normally those are going to be your buy and hold people right there. Your buy and hold investors. So yes, sir, man. If you go and get the hood locked down, bro, you'll be doing good on that. Trust me. BJ Johnson says, "Who's Eric?" Eric, he's a fellow investor as well. He's been doing it a lot longer than I have, but he also provides lists also. So a lot of times when I get paid probate lists, I'll reach out to Eric and get lists from Eric. He got some good lists. Lewis Sutton says, "I got my first house under contract." Yo, congratulations, Lewis. Congratulations. And once you sell it, make sure to come back and let us know that you sold the house. And that way we can give you another congratulations. But man, congratulations. Cypher News. I appreciate that, Cypher News. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you watching and rocking with me. There go the city shout outs. Las Vegas, Nevada in the house. Bloomfield, New Jersey. Michigan. Delaware, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Cobb County, Douglasville, and Cartersville, Smyrna, Georgia checking in, Laconia, New Hampshire checking in. What's going on in New Hampshire, Todd? What's the weather like that up there in New Hampshire? Derek Thomas checking in from St. Louis, Missouri. BJ Johnson checking in from Tulsa, Oklahoma in the building. Yep, that's what I use. Color envelopes. Amazon got them. Yep. James, that's where I bought mine from. When I first started messing with color envelopes, I don't use them all the time. I can't flex like I always use them. But when I was using them, I get them from Amazon. They had the best prices. Virginia checking in. Louisville, Kentucky checking in. The 502. James. Yep. Jamal Williams, my dog. Jamal, man, I sure appreciate that, dog. Thank you very much, man. Jamal, you the first person, man. Jamal, you the first person to ever donate to the channel, man. Thank you, Jamal, man. You just don't know how much I appreciate that a whole lot, Jamal. In fact, Jamal, to show my appreciation, if you like, it's totally up to you. But to show my appreciation for you donating, man, and being the first person, for me, this is an anniversary moment for me. So y'all pardon me, but Jamal, if you like, just for that, I'll give you a 30-minute free coaching session, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a 30-minute free, if you like. Now, if nothing that you got to do, but just show my appreciation, my gratitude, I'll give you a free coaching session. And in fact, Jamal, I'm about to email you. Well, Jamal, what I'm about to do is I'm gonna send you my email address, dog. And just shoot me an email, Jamal, and we'll set everything up. I'm going to the soccer game tomorrow in Atlanta. So I'll be tied up all day tomorrow, but we can do it like Monday or Tuesday. So whenever's good for you, Jamal, but make sure to shoot me an email, man. I really appreciate it. So thanks again, Jamal. Tampa, Florida, in this thing. What's cracking, Tampa? I might come down to Tampa for Ever Noble to the football game, bro. Uh, New Year's Eve, I think it is. Falcons play Tampa. I don't know, man. Falcons got me so mad at them this year, dog. I might not even spend no more money on the Falcons this year. I might just spend with them next year, man. They piss me off so bad. Y'all know they be pissing me off because I always come on here and tell y'all they piss me off, and they just let me not even get on the Falcons, man. Anthony Walter says, I'm sorry, I have a deal with a 60K profit and I can't get off of it. Well, what are the specifics of that deal, Anthony? Because if you got a 60K profit, then that means you got a home run deal, so you shouldn't have a problem getting off of it. So give us, Anthony, if you don't mind, type in the comments the specs of your deal, the ARV, estimated rehab, and the market that the property is located in. Maybe we can figure it out. Let's see here. My bad, y'all. I got to catch up, man. Raw Legacy Customer says, hey, I do appreciate you, man. Hey, I do appreciate you, man. You the only one that reaches back out. Damn right, Raw Legacy, man. This how I learned the whole wholesaling game, dog. Stuff like this, you know what I'm saying? Watching people videos, ask people questions, bro. So this is like main reason I do this, man. Because if y'all really knew me personally, I'm an introvert. I'm like shy most times until you like really get to know me. But what I'm trying to say is me getting on camera, that's not my style, man. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is like the way I can just get back to the game, the way I really got in the game on the internet through YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So pay it forward. You're welcome, Leathers and Marsha. Only one I meant. Everett Brockton says, hi, family. Baltimore checking in. What's going on, Baltimore? I wish Todd and everyone much success. Thanks for putting in your time and helping us. You're welcome. And on behalf of the live stream, we appreciate the good words. So thanks a lot. And if I wish my boy Double S was in here because he'd get on all y'all for not liking the video. He would get on y'all. If he was here, he would get on all of y'all for not liking the video. We got 37 in here watching right now, and we only got 10 likes. Smash that like button. Just like my dog would say, smash that. My dog would say, smash that like button. It's so easy a dog can do it. So y'all hit that like button for your boy, man. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all hitting that button, man. YouTube YouTube, they algorithms, man. They want you, and they want you to have likes in order to get in the search engine and for your videos to reach out to people. So, that's why when us people get on YouTube, we start talking about hit the like button. That's all it is, man. Internet politics. But anyway, moving forward, let me get myself caught up, y'all. My bad. I'm gonna get everybody question, y'all. I'm just running my mouth. Todd says, help, please. I got my first contract. Congratulations, Todd. ARV is 130, but repairs are around 80 in a tough area. No one interested. What do I do? Damn, I need a calculator. Hold on, Todd. It don't sound like those numbers are working, Todd, but let me pull out my calculator and see. Okay, 130. And you said it's not in a good area. And the repairs were, minus 80. It's about 11 grand. There was repairs around. What are your numbers on that, Todd? What are you marketing the property for? And if you don't mind telling us, how much did you get it under contract for? And also, Todd, let us know the feedback you're getting from your buyers that you show it to, and what ways are you marketing in this property? So let us know that. Hold on, we got Derek Thomas. I appreciate that, Derek. Derek sent us $2, so thanks a lot, Derek. Man, I appreciate that, man. Good thing, Derek. All right, so Derek, I'm gonna give you the same appreciation and gratitude that I gave my dog from above. I'm gonna send you, and Derek, the only one gonna get this, so this is it after Derek. But we'll do a free coaching session, bro. I'm gonna send you my email. You just reach out to me. We'll set it up for sometime next week. So I really appreciate that, y'all. All right, so let me get caught back up. Jamal Williams says, "What do you use to have multiple phone numbers? Do you pay for the service or do you use a free app?" Um, well, I got like two main phones, and I got three numbers on one phone, and I got three numbers on the other phone. So they give me six numbers right there. Anytime I need more numbers, I'll normally get an app. If I need another number for some reason. But as far as like my incoming lines, um, I normally have them connected to the phone number, um, have a Google Voice number, and those are like my consistent line numbers. If I just needed just another number for any other reason, I'll just go through an app. But you got a lot of software out there where you can have a lot of different numbers and you pay them like a monthly fee. I forgot the name of one of those companies, but they're real popular. I was gonna use it one time. They charge you like $30 a month, give you a lot of different numbers you can use. Jamal says, "Do you do first virtual wholesaling? I have heard about it and don't get how it works." No, I really haven't, Jamal, and I feel bad saying that because I feel like I'm really dropping the ball with virtual wholesaling. But virtual wholesaling is pretty much just wholesaling, and you're doing it remotely. In most cases, you have not seen that property physically. Like me here in Georgia, let's say I send out some mail to California. I get a house on a contract in California, and then I just find a buyer to buy that house that I got on the contract in California. Of course, I never went to California to sell the house. That's where the term virtual wholesaling comes in at. You're pretty much doing the same thing, but you're just saying you ain't actually going out there looking at the house. It's not in your market, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. James says, check out Total View for some good comps. Second hand says Eric, who um I don't really want to say his last name out there. I don't really want to put him out there, but that's who I get my leads from. A real cool cat, man. He's actually from, I think Eric is from New York, I think, but I think he live in Florida now. But he's from New York. Cold weather, man. Do you wholesale in cold weather? Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I put up signs in cold weather and all that stuff, man. It be colder out there, but I try my best not to even think about the weather when I'm working. I try not to. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, if it's raining or whatever, you got to be outside. You can't do nothing about that. But absolutely wholesaling cold weather. Dallas, Texas, checking in. One of my best boys is down in Dallas. Alan says, "Hey, Ty, checking in from Tampa. Tampa in the building. We have to meet up, man. I'm here near Atlanta. Just came up for the holiday. Alan, I'm actually gonna be up in Atlanta tomorrow. I'm going to the Atlanta United game, bro. So I'm actually gonna be up that way tomorrow. Um, so feel free to reach out to me because I definitely be up that way tomorrow." Anthony said, "It's not the specs. I just can't find an investor that has that much money to spend. It's a 3-2, 1,200 square feet. Got it for 90K and it's worth 160K. Need 5K to repair its max." Yeah, that sounds like a good deal, Anthony. That sounds like a good deal. I'm going to imagine if it's worth 160, it's got to be at least in a pretty good area, I would assume. But I know some of y'all in the big cities, man, like 160 to me is different than y'all market. What market are you in? Speaking of market, what market are you in, Anthony? Marketing for over 130. You might have to come down in the asking price, Anthony. For real. Because if it's worth 160 and you asking 130, you pretty much close to retail asking price. And keep in mind your buyers want a deal. So you may have to come down some. In fact, I would suggest that you do come down. Where do you most of where the Dennis Bell says, where do most of your leads come from? Great question, Dennis. As of right now, driving for dollars and signs. I would say that's where they're mostly coming from, driving for dollars and signs. At least that's where most of my deals are coming from right now, driving for dollars and signs. But I'm really like focusing on that right now too. But I did just do like a direct mail campaign, so hopefully I get at least one deal from that. Excuse me. Devon Sonier says, if anybody in the group needs some boots on the ground for virtual wholesaling, I'm the guy for it. And someone just asked a question about virtual wholesaling, and he's giving you a virtual wholesaling term, boots on the ground. That means that he can be somebody, he could be somebody that could work with you in his market. So if you're trying to wholesale, let's say he's in Pennsylvania and you're trying to wholesale houses in Pennsylvania and you're in Florida, you can network with him. You get him on a contract. He'll go check the house out for you, take pictures, meet with contractors or whatever. And, y'all can kind of click together. So that's just going back to the virtual wholesaling question that I had. Jordan Till says, are you still doing mentoring? If so, what's the cost? That's a great question, Jordan Till. In fact, Jordan Till, if you don't mind, and not that I don't want to answer your question, but if you will go to, if you just go down my YouTube channel, I got a Black Friday sale going on. Just take a moment when you get time just to watch that video. It's not long. I know most of my videos be kind of on the long side because I'm kind of long-winded and I ramble a lot. But check that video out. It's got some good stuff in there as far as coaching and mentoring goes. So check it out whenever you get some time. Well, I won't say whenever you get some time. If you got time tonight, check it out. It's a Black Friday sale. It's gonna be going off next week. Detroit, but it's a suburban city near Detroit. What price should I come down to? I would probably say if you're at 139, because again, you got to make it attractive enough for your end buyer where they feel like they're getting a deal. And if it's worth 160, if it needs, like you say, max 10K in repairs, and you at 130 now, try to drop it down to I'd say like 110. Even if I know that's a $20,000 difference in what you was marketing for originally, but if you sell it at 110, that's 20K. You know what I mean? That's 20 grand. So I would say try to bring it down to 110 and see what kind of feedback you get from that point. And Devin is in Houston, big ass city. Dennis Bell says, has real estate become your passion after your first deal, or does real estate fund your passion? Actually, real estate was a passion of mine before I even started wholesaling. I always been into real estate. I always been intrigued by it, interested in it. Architecture, all that stuff. So it's definitely a passion for me. Something that I enjoy. I really enjoy doing. I really do. Something new every day for the most part. So real estate is really a passion for me. When I'm just sitting here idly by myself, man, I'm probably normally thinking about real estate in some kind of way or capacity in my head. OJ Shamrock says, Anthony, he thinks you should be in the range of around 110, 115. All right, y'all. So we done hit our hour mark, a little bit over hour. So y'all got any more questions? Go ahead and ask them to me. But I'm probably gonna wrap it up here pretty soon. It's actually going on midnight, so my bad for starting kind of late, yo. Raw Legacy Customer says, anyone here wholesaling in small towns? It's right now 1981. Appreciate you giving back and much prosperity for 2019. Likewise, I really appreciate y'all checking me out, and best of luck and best wishes to you for a prosperous 2019 as well. Thank you. Todd says I was wrong with repair costs. I got it in a contract for 15K, marketing marketing it for 25K or best offer. 130,000 times 0.75 equals 97.5 ARV minus repairs 80,000 equals 17.5 minus my 15 contract equals 2,500 possible wholesale profit. And that's a nice little check too, Todd. If you can get that, man, get a couple of those a month, and you where you want to be. Cause I'll be the first person to tell y'all, at least in my market, man. I know on YouTube and on the internet, and I know me. I know even I can do it, but to a certain extent, we may give off this impression that all these checks are just these big, huge, humongous checks, and you know what I'm saying. You make one check and you damn near rich, but that's not reality, especially in 2018. A lot of times, what you don't see is the $1,000 checks, the $700 checks, the $1,200 checks, the $3,000 checks, the $4,000 checks. You know what I'm saying? The $1,300 checks. Those come, and you take those just like they were 20 grand checks, because that money adds up. You think about it. You do 5 deals in 1 month, you may not only average but about $1,800 per deal, but you done did 5 of them. So you pretty close to 10K just off smaller checks. So all that stuff add up, man. 317 Easy says appreciate the free game, big homie, blessings. Blessings to you also, my dog. Thank you for rocking with me. Cypher News says tons of value from you every video. From all of us, you be blessed. Likewise, man. And blessings to you also. Let's get it in 2019, man. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all too. Probably gonna go back to Facebook next year, sometime next year. I kind of had to take me like a Facebook hiatus though, for real, man. But I'm gonna go back to Facebook sometime next year. I already got like a little group that I started a couple years ago, a Facebook mastermind group. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my page back popping again, get back on Facebook. And then I'm gonna actually get my group back popping. So I want all y'all to be in the group. You know what I'm saying? So once we get to that point, when I'm back on Facebook, I'm gonna do a video, let all y'all know, drop the link in the video and everything, and that way we can just have us a real big group. You know what I'm saying? And we all give each other game and share with each other, learn from each other, teach each other. So I'm gonna get the group. I'm gonna get back on Facebook, and even if y'all have sent me any requests, man, I just ain't been messing with Facebook at all lately. But I'm gonna get back on there and get popping in 2019. Like I said, I'm gonna start. We'll all get in that group, just bounce ideas off each other. Raw Legacy Customer says, Todd, any suggestions you have for wholesale opportunities in small towns? Yeah, absolutely. Those small towns are great towns to drive for dollars in. Depending on the town, maybe to put a few signs up. Some of those smaller towns are cool with the signs. Some of the small towns they just don't play it. So kind of figure out how strict they are with signs. But those small towns, those are great to drive for dollars in. Those are great because a lot of times a lot of other investors they just don't. A lot of them don't deal with the small towns. They want that big money. They want that big city money. So a lot of them will look over the smaller town to get to a bigger city. But you can do deals. You can wholesale in smaller towns also. As long as it's a actual good deal, you know, what the numbers tell you a good deal, the market said it's a good deal. You can get those houses on the contract, and you can flip those also, man. A lot of times you may be selling to people that already live in the small towns, or you might be selling, especially if it's a small town closer to a bigger city. A lot of times the buyers that who normally will buy in the bigger city, buy the close towns, will still buy in a smaller town, as long as it's a real good deal. A lot of times they can just actually use it for a rental. You know what I'm saying? Or if it don't need a whole lot of repair, and if it's worth their time and their money, they may just put the money into it and flip it. It just really all depends on the house. But those small towns are good, man. Definitely work those small towns. Definitely. Even if you buying leads for direct mail, sometimes if you just normally buy like in a big city, you know, if you ordering 1,000 leads, you might get 900 in the big city and then do another 100 in the small town and just see how it work out for you. Likewise, OJ. Good night to you, bro. What do you sell, mentoring? If you wanna, this meant a lot to me, man. Your videos help me keep my head up. No problem, Todd. Man, I appreciate y'all actually messing with me, dog. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. I appreciate y'all messing with me. But if you want mentoring, Todd, just shoot me an email. My email is in this live stream, so just shoot me an email, man. Got a Black Friday sale going on right now, so if you really want coaching and mentoring, jump on it while that sale going on. Raw Custom says, thanks. I've been doing a little driving for dollars and came across a few, but procrastination got the best of me. And that's the thing, bro. And this is definitely gonna be easier than said than done. And I could really sound like a hypocrite responding to this. But man, you definitely gotta we have to beat that procrastination, man. They get the best of me a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, there be some days that I don't want to work. You know what I'm saying? Some days I just want to chill out and just do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And get in that procrastination mode, and that's a terrible mode to be in wholesaling, man, because this is a game of speed, this is a game of quickness. So you could have a $15,000 lead in your list from driving for dollars, but by procrastinating, you're giving the next investor an opportunity to reach out to that seller and get it under contract. So the sooner the better you get your driving for dollar leads out, because you're not the only person out there doing that. All right, party people. We did like an hour and almost 15, hour and 15 minutes tonight. It's midnight here on the East Coast where I'm at. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and check out. Christian Gonzalez, what's going on, brother? Christian say, damn, I just got here. Yeah, Christian, we was on like for an hour and 15 minutes, man. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to check out here pretty soon. Very soon. You too, Christian. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and check out though, man. Once again, I appreciate y'all rocking with me, and for everybody who left a donation, man, I really dearly appreciate that, man. Thank y'all so much. Y'all be good. Take care of yourself. Peace out.